We're going to check out a fundraiser called Art for AIDS. It's designed to send kids with AIDS to summer camp. We'll also check out the work of two foreign artists who've settled in Toronto.
We're going to use the cheap dollar store cards, and you'll find out why in a second. Okay, can you hold the one for me there? I'm going to start with the 8, and I'm just going to fold it in half. All right, and then we'll take the 5 here. See, it doesn't matter. It's not that kind of card trick what cards they are. I'll just take the 5 and we'll stick it right inside of the 8. Now I'll open it up so you can see that. All right, and I'm going to fold it back the other way, so now the 8 would be inside the 5. Real easy to follow. And the back is on the inside, right there?
Yeah.
Now, what I want to do is I want to put a warp in the 8 of hearts. Now, if I flick the card hard enough, it should work so that when I push through, the card will actually look like it turns itself inside out. Doesn't that look real?
Cool.
Yeah, that's, and see if we can get the 8 on the inside. Now, I'll push it back again. All right, and you can see that it'll turn itself back out the other way. This is the weirdest thing.
My background, I was born in Hungary, Budapest, Hungary, and I came to Toronto about 18 years ago. And I carried the dream of painting, and finally I put on a show and hopefully succeeding with it.
How would you describe your work?
My work is very much influenced by Picasso. I love cubist and abstract work, even though when I was younger I couldn't stand Picasso. I was more fond of Michelangelo, Rubens, and most of the greater artists, which is more realistic paintings.
What changed your mind about Picasso?
I think you grow into it. You do more and more realistic, and then you feel the need for more exploring more different avenues. And abstract is definitely more interesting to me. It's up to the viewer, of course.
So do you have a lot of people saying your work reminds them of Picasso?
Yes, quite a few. They say you have a Picasso. Try to have a harmony with it, and hopefully it won't perceived as a following. What I try to do is explore what he started, and God knows where I'll end up. This is called Bathers, and this is basically women in a spa enjoying themselves and relaxing in the atmosphere, getting rid of the daily stress, and of course is expressed in a cubist abstract way. This painting is a blind man playing a harp, and the painting symbolizes the communication of the person. He can't see, but he can see the colors through his music. And our next painting coming up here would be the bullfight, which expresses the hardness of the cruelness of the bullfight. Basically, you see the angry bull and the man killing the bull, which I don't completely agree with, and we turn this into a sport which is still practiced in Latin American countries, and hopefully one day it will stop. Our next painting here is called The Birth, and it's probably coming from, I just had a newborn son 6 weeks ago, and it's more coming from inside from my life experience. This is the man with the mandolin, which is presented in a very cubistic way, sort of taken into pieces the image and put it in a flat surface. And if you look at carefully, you will notice the man and the mandolin in it. You just have to spend some time looking at it. Sometimes it takes me a couple of days, sometimes it takes me weeks. It's all up to the inspiration. Sometimes I start a painting and then the end finish is going to be a completely different painting. I throw shows, I deal with art dealers, collectors. There's a few collectors who've been buying my work, and that's been great. Art's been good to me.
I'm from Iran, and I came here 10 years ago, and I'm glad that I made it to Canada. It's the best country in the whole world. I love 3D because it's pretty close to the viewer, and it can break the distance between the viewer and the art, and you can feel more close to it, and actually you can feel to be there, some part of the art actually.
And how long would it actually take to do a piece?
So it depends what kind of a piece you do. If there's a lot of design in it and a lot of coloring, and it takes a lot of time.
Camp Chrysalis is a project of families and children experiencing AIDS, which is face AIDS. We've been around for about 4 years. This is our second year of running a full-length summer program in our own site. We run 6 to 8 weeks of camp for families and children who have HIV or AIDS.
And what sort of things do they do at the camp?
All the regular camp stuff: canoeing, kayaking, swimming, sports and games, arts and crafts, fun, camp fun.
And how many kids will go this summer, roughly, do you know?
Somewhere over 100. I don't have final numbers yet, but
So do events like this help your group out a lot?
absolutely, absolutely. Thanks to the graciousness of Mark Stenenbaugh, who's taken us under his wing to raise money for us and help our cause. Yes, absolutely.
Good. Well, congratulations. I hope you have a good summer.
Thank you.
Last year I heard about Camp Chrysalis Face AIDS, a family and children experiencing AIDS, and we were looking for a charity to host a dinner called Dinner with the Stars for on World AIDS Day, and it's a day that I invite all the personalities that I work with during the course of a year to come, and people pay to have dinner with them. And so to continue, I had friends of mine who are also artists, and they wanted to have an opening night, and I strongly suggested that opening night be held to benefit a charity, and they asked me to choose it since I was the host, and I chose my retirement fund, and that was turned down. So then we decided to take Face AIDS Camp Chrysalis, and I can't think of a better charity. There's nothing more, I guess, heart-rending than listening and hearing about a child of 2 or 3 who's done nothing to no one, and they have that horrid, horrid disease.